Okay, here comes one of the most talented stage, television, film actors in the business today. Latest movie is a dramatic comedy. Dramatic comedy called Beginners. Opens today. Here's Ewan McGregor.
Oh, thanks.
Your hair is divine.
Thank you very much.
You look like an actor. You know the scarf, the way these guys dress, they're the real thing.
Well, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
It must be the scarf.
That's right, it's my special acting scarf.
You grew up in Scotland, small town.
Yeah.
What was that like?
A little place called Crieff. Well, it was very beautiful there. It's a very, very beautiful part of Scotland. It's north of Edinburgh and Glasgow. It's right in the Highlands. Very, very pretty. But Scotland's beautiful. It's very beautiful. And I had a very nice kind of free childhood, right? You know, from a young age, we were quite independent, and we would spend the days riding around on bicycles.
Now, do they have a movie theatre in this little town?
We did, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So then, is that how acting became something in your life?
No, my uncle Dennis is an actor, Dennis Lawson, and he's a very fine actor. You might know him from the film Local Hero. He played the hotel owner, Gordon in that film. And so he was my kind of inspiration. I loved watching him, and but even from a very young age, I was 9 when I decided to be an actor.
Wow.
You know? And I didn't really know what that meant. For me, it just meant being like my Uncle Dennis.
Sure.
And he was in the Star Wars films.
Yes, he was in all 3. He survived all 3. He played a character called Wedge, who was an X-wing pilot.
When you go home to Scotland, is the English different? I've always heard that it's so drastically different that I wouldn't be able to understand.
You might not. In some parts of Scotland, there's lots of different regional accents in Scotland, and some are really, like in Aberdeen, for instance, I find it difficult to understand. Why? People are very difficult to understand. But I think my accent hasn't changed very much, a little bit. If I go home, it gets thicker, it gets...
I love speaking Scottish.
Do you? Maybe you...
Would you like to hear...
Brace yourself,
I would like to hear that. Here we go.
Liam Neeson. Was that good?
That's quite good. Liam Neeson's Irish, though.
Yeah. Liam points that out every time
Irish.
he's here.
I'm just doing it in a Scottish accent.
Now, quick, do it in your Irish accent. Impress him.
Liam Neeson.
No, wait, there's one more.
What else?
Do it in your British accent.
Here it comes.
Liam Neeson. I can't stop.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You really should give Regis your acting scarf.
Yeah, I'll lend it to you afterwards.
But I love this. This is his motorcycle that he uses out there in Scotland. And his little buddy, you can see him right there. That is Sydney, his best friend in that car. And there's a close-up of Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney's got the regular goggles on, doesn't he?
This is in the States, in fact. And
is it?
But I like to ride motorcycles. And once I got my little pal Sid just over a year ago, in the film that I'm here promoting, Beginners, I have a little dog, a little dog called Arthur in the film. And as we were doing the film, I became really fond of him. Oh, there he is, little Cosmo.
So sweet.
And he was really my buddy. I knocked about with him all day on set, every day. And as we got near the end of the film, I realised that I was going to really miss him. And so I found Sid in this little rescue centre in LA. And he's become my kind of little Cosmo replacement.
Oh,
but as I can't really carry... I didn't want to carry him around on a rucksack when I'm on my motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I bought a motorcycle with a sidecar, and he rides in there.
He must love it.
And he loves it.
He was like in a shelter.
Yeah.
Right?
A little place, there's a little foundation, the Lang Foundation in LA, and they I think they go around the police
He's
pounds.
a pretty little dog.
He must have been like, oh my gosh, Ewan McGregor just adopted me, and now I'm in the sidecar.
I made sure that I got him used to the sidecar. I didn't just throw him in and take off.
Right.
I mean, you do it very slowly. I sat him in there. He came, you know, without moving it or turning it on, and then he would go in there and have a sleep. And then one day I put the engine on, and he didn't bother.
Right.
And then after a few days of doing that, then we just went for a very slow drive. And but now he likes it. For a dog, they like having their heads out of the car window, you know, because they get kind of overwhelmed with the scents.
But
sense.
when did
and
he
on the
ask for-
sidecar, it's like the ultimate
Sure,
header of the
he's
window
wide
experience.
open.
He's like a modern-day Annie.
When did he ask for the goggles?
The goggles. Well, there's a company that makes them, and
For
they're,
dogs.
they're especially for dogs. They have a band that go round underneath the ears, and then the one that goes under their chin, so they don't
yeah.
fall off.
Oh, that's
And he
cute.
doesn't mind them at all. Not at all.
That's the
Loves
He's,
it.
at the moment, he's quite happy in them.
We're going to come back and talk about the movie, Beginners, okay? We'll be right back in a moment. Ewan McGregor is with us. The new movie is called Beginners, and as I said in his introduction, it's a dramatic comedy, so to speak, huh?
It's a film about my director, Mike Mills. He wrote and directed the film, and it's based on his true story. His mother had passed away for 3 or 4 years, and then his father, who was age 75, came out of the closet and told him that he was gay, and a gay man, and then started to live his life for the first time with his true sexuality, and really...
At the age of 75.
At the age of 75, and really embrace, not carrying the pressure around of suppressing something as important as our sexuality. He really had the happiest years of his life.
And how did that affect you, or did it?
My character Oliver in the film, well, it caused him to look back at his childhood, I think, and re-explore his relationship with his parents as a child, and his mother and father, and what did it mean. But very sensitively and tenderly, I think Mike also looks back at gay history in America, and what it might have been, to try and understand his father, I think, looks back at what it might have been like to be a homosexual man in the early 1950s in the States, and the pressures that maybe led his father into deciding to kind of suppress that side of his character and live a supposedly straight life.
And he's played by Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
And you had no idea this was going on, and maybe his wife didn't either?
No, his wife did know.
She
did know that he was gay, yeah. It's a very nice film. It's very tender. There's two sides of the film. There's this film, the father and the son story, and 4 years after Oliver's father comes out, he's diagnosed with cancer, lung cancer, and becomes ill and passes away. And then the second part of the story is 2.5 or 3 months after his father's passed away. Oliver meets and falls in love with a French actress played by Mélanie Laurent, and we kind of drift back and forward from the two stories. While Oliver's grieving and falling in love, we go back to the story where his father is dying but also living his true life for the first
That's
time.
pretty amazing for the director to watch his life story being sort of acted out before him.
Well, I think it must be I mean, Mike's quite he always says that, you know, the film is the film, and Christopher's not his father, and I'm not him, and he's used bits of his life for the story. But there were certainly scenes we played. I mean, as Christopher's character Hal becomes ill and then passes away, you know, those are very moving scenes to play, but also for Mike to see, I think.
Sure, absolutely. Well, in this particular scene, we have Christopher Plummer, your dad, decides to give you some relationship advice. Okay?
Okay.
Take a look.
Well, maybe you should take out a personal ad, you know, where you can explain your situation.
What situation?
Yeah. I mean, you want to be in a relationship and you can't stand one.
That's your fatherly advice. Personal ads.
Well, a lot of people use them. I did.
What?
If Andy wasn't going to be monogamous, why should I be?
Bob.
Yourself.
You were chuckling there. Do you remember that scene well?
He's such a wonderful actor, Christopher, and you know, he really gives a blistering performance in this film. But he's such a wonderful actor. Look, when I was playing the scenes, you know, I never ever felt like I was acting with somebody who was giving a great performance. I just really felt like I was playing these scenes with my dad, you know.
The real
So
thing,
great.
sure.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Okay, so it opens today in L.A. and New York, and then in selected cities throughout Europe. Beginners. You and thank you so much.